And now that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed what He revealed to us, وَأَنَّهُ كَانَ يَدْخُلُ عَلَيَّ, that Salim, he used to enter into my house as my son. Normal for our children to come to our rooms at any time. I understand. When he used to come to me, and I used to take care of him. He said, وَإِنِّي أَجِدُ فِي نَفْسِي أَبِي حُذَيْفَةَ. And I remember, I used to see in the body language of Abu Dhaifa by then. فقال صلى الله عليه وسلم, Muhammad said, ارجعي تحرمي عليه. Be pleased with him. And that's silent. It is your right even to feed that child, that is your adopted child. You have to breastfeed. When you breastfeed him, it will even become haram for you to marry them, to exchange them in marriage, either for him, for that child to marry your own daughter. Because when you are breastfeeding him or her without itself, it will become haram on you. We will not make it easy for us. And he mentioned, because of the ayah of the Quran that mentioned that, why not increase us in Iman? It was said that because of that, in order for people to those children as their children, and they'll be as their children, and they'll be breastfeeding them of their children, that's their children. That is what Allah says. In Jahiliyyah, it is permissible. But now, it's no more permissible. You have to see them as the children of other people. It was said that because Allah made it unlawful to call Zayd his son, that is why, after a while, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala permitted Prophet Muhammad to marry the wife of Zayd ibn Haritha. If not because Allah has forbidden him to call him his son and to treat him like his son, it will be forbidden for him to marry the wife of Zayd ibn Haritha. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase us in iman and make it easy for us. And if you look at the end of the ayah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَيْسَ عَلَيْكُمْ جُنَاحٌ, and there's no any sin on you if you did that mistakenly, without having enough knowledge. No sin. وَلَكِنْ, but it will become sin after today that you've known, it will become sin. That is وَلَكِنْ مَا تَعَمَّدَتْ, but it will become sin if you do it intentionally. If you do it, that attitude of, I don't care, man. How can I ask myself that I cannot call them by name? I have to sin against you. And Prophet Muhammad is reminding us that we have to listen to the teachings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we have to know that this is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala disliked. This is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbidden. Call them with the name of their fathers. As I said in an authentic hadith, whoever called any adopted child with his name instead of the name of the father of the adopted child, and he knows that, and he knows the name of the father, Prophet said, it means the person disbelieved and he become kafir by doing that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. In fact, I said that there is tahdid and wa'id. Tahdid is a strong warning from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam towards that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. Now that we live in the world, can we say that all what we're doing is wrong? Yes, it is wrong. If we have opportunity to change it, we should go ahead and change it. If we know that it will not cause another headache or problem for us. But if it's going to cause a problem, we can let it go and have it in mind that we are doing it because of the situation. Make it easy for every of us. We have to know that it is something that we have to make sure that we stay away from. Adopted child, and we are attaching them to ourselves by changing their last name into our name. In another case, he said, "Man intasaba ila ghayri abih aw tawalla ghayr فعليه لعنة الله والملائكة والناس أجمعين." Whoever failed to the teachings of Allah and he continued to call their adopted their names, Allah will curse him, and the Malaika of Allah also will curse him, and the Nas Ajma'in. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from that. And also, in another hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, there are three categories of people that they will become kuffar, kafir, with their deeds, with their acts, when they heard the teachings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they failed to yield to the teachings of Allah. The three people are the three things that if you find it in anybody, it will become a kafir. When you are abusing people, you are abusing the family chain of people. But you changing the name of the adopted child and say, "Oh, his name used to be Snuff. Erase that. Put my own." No. When Niyaha al Mayyit, Prophet said, another thing that you will see, it will tell you that they are kuffar is when they are crying and wailing because somebody died. It is true that we can feel bad, feel sad, we can shed tears, but not for us to be saying bad things as people used today say. Well, it's this call will do. Another thing that you will see in people that will tell you that these people are kuffar, did not believe in Allah. It's this call will do. If for them to be seeking for the rain from Allah through the stars or through the jinn, may Allah save us from all this. May Allah increase us in all our prayers and forgive us of all our shortcomings and reward us abundantly. For we that we are witnessing the month of the end of the Ramadan of 2020, we are giving thanks to Allah and we pray to Allah to accept all our efforts as we gather and to answer our prayers and to reward us abundantly. أقول ما تسمعون وأسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يتقبل منا ومنكم صالح الأعمال وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه جزاكم الله خيرا.
Jazakallah khair, mashallah. Jazakallah khair, Imam, for the tafsir. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and increase your knowledge, inshallah, and may Allah allow everyone to always gain from your knowledge, inshallah, and count our times together, inshallah, as acts of worship, inshallah. Ameen. If anybody has any questions, please do feel free to put them into the chat here. I think we have a few minutes for questions. Imam, I have two so far.
Okay.
The first one here is, you mentioned earlier that Allah says, and let the believers rely on Allah. So when we say that, is there a time we said there's a time factor in there, but we need to be patient, right? So do you have any tips for us on how to have patience while we have this reliance on Allah, when things are really tough, when you're expecting something, but you have to be patient because you want to rely on Allah, but it's tough? How do you have that persistence?
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy. As believers, we have to keep on relying on Allah and make efforts. We have to be making efforts with struggling. For example, one might be looking for a job. Let's say you're an engineer, you're looking for engineering job, or you're having, what do you call it? Whatever color they call it. You can manage anything. You understand me? We've seen people left Nigeria as bank managers, and they come here starting with security job. When we are relying on Allah, we are relying on Allah by following the asbab. Asbab are the solutions for many solutions. Asbab are ways out. You understand me? One has to be looking for more ways out. You can't be relying on Allah and say that I just have to, there's nothing I can do. I have to go to the institute, ask for money. For example, it happened during the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu. When somebody went and said that I need a Prophet said, you know what? I will give you, we found something for you, but before we give you, we teach you a lesson. You just look around and say, can you give me something there? I said, okay, I have 2 dinar or 2 dirham. And they gave me to say, see this money? I plan, fetch firewood and sell it. Went with the money, and after a while, he came back with a lot of money. We have to be struggling, relying on Allah, and look for many other ways in order to solve our problem. That is number 1. 2, we have to start praying, dua, making dua, and having hope in Allah that Allah will answer the prayers one way or the other. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answer our prayers. We've learned it that as believers, we have to know the way Allah answers the prayer are different. Allah answers the prayer immediately. I want it, Allah will give you immediately. Boom. I want it at times, Allah will realize that, but you don't need money. At times, some people need money, and that lead them. You understand that? And I said, no, I'm not going to give you money now. I will give you opportunity to go back to school. Oh, man, go back to school. Okay, just take it. Or instead of giving, I will give you good health. Take it. Have it in mind that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is answering our prayers. Another thing is to keep on trying all our possible best to do good. We don't have to become millionaire before we do good. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Anfiqu mimma razaqnakum," spend from whatever Allah bless you with. If it is good health, use your good health to serve Allah. If it is in any ways, use it to serve Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised when He said, "In tansurullah yansurukum." If we help Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will surely help you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. We have to keep on praying, praying, and praying, and have it in mind that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will surely answer all our prayers. And let's increase our taqwa in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because we'll be praying to Allah, and without the taqwa of Allah, without the fear of Allah, the dua will be delayed. If you remember the story of the man that Prophet Muhammad mentioned, that man was traveling in the desert. And he was raising his hand to Allah. Oh, Allah, give me. Oh, Allah, give me. And Prophet said, وَمَتْعَمُهُ haram. What is eating is haram. وَمَلْبَسُهُ haram. Or what is clothing himself with. وَغُشِيَ بِالْحَرَامِ. And all life is full of haram, haram, haram. فَأَنَّى يُسْبُ. How can Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answer his prayers? Which means that we have to try, as we are going through this stubbornness and hardship, to move more close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we don't use the whatever we are going through as a license for us to transgress the limit. That will make it worse. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answer our prayers.
Ameen. Jazakumullah khair. So a second question here, and unless there's any more questions, this will be our last question, inshallah. Unless there's any more, please just write it in the comments or send it to me. But it says here, so I'm glad you mentioned that sometimes the truth can be bitter. So when you mentioned earlier regarding the child who didn't come from, regarding adoption, should we treat them? Or is it simply that we should know that there's a difference in title? For example, knowing that they are not, for example, as a man, their last name. Difference in the treatment of them.
We just have to try our possible best. I mentioned that Prophet Muhammad said, we have opportunity to have under control other people like adopted child. Prophet Muhammad advising us the best way to deal with them. He said, فَلْيُطْعِمُهُ مِمَّا يَطْعَمُ. Let him feed all these children from what he or she is feeding himself and their family. Let him provide, let him clothe them from what he is clothing himself and his own children. Prophet said, we have to treat them kindly. And by doing that, we are breaking all it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if we cannot afford this shoe, that $150 shoe that we purchased for our child, if we cannot purchase it, we cannot buy it for him, okay, there's nothing wrong in it. You understand me? We can buy him a shoe of $30, $40, no problem. It is compulsory that you have to give them everything that we are giving to our own children. But if we can do that, that is for us. Because Prophet Muhammad said, from what he is feeding himself and his family. Let him clothe them from what he is clothing himself and clothing his family. Because they are our brothers that Allah put under our control.
So we do not have any other questions that came in. Imam, before I move to any announcements, I'd like to give us just a small dua regarding, just to close off our tafsir, and then we'll move.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم اهدنا الصراط المستقيم المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا ربنا رحمتك نرجو فلا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفين وأصلح لنا شأننا كلها برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا إماما ربنا آتنا في الدنيا وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Alhamdulillah. So I thank everybody, alhamdulillah, for the tafsir session today, particularly throughout Ramadan. May Allah accept it from all of us. I do want to now move to some announcements. Alhamdulillah, as we are aware, inshallah, tomorrow we celebrate Eid. I believe our president has some directions for us regarding the drive-through celebration. Is it possible for our moderators to, okay, I will unmute you now, inshallah.
Inshallah.
All right, bismillah.
Thank you. Let me see if, assalamu alaikum. Let me go ahead and try to share my screen. Possible?
I am not able to do that for you, but I can share, is it the document?
Yes, yes. If you could do that, please.
Yes, I'll go ahead and share my screen. Okay.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum, everybody. Just wanted to quickly share with you the directions for, first of all, Ramadan Mubarak to everybody. To share the directions in which we're going to share the food tomorrow. So if you look at what Brother Shola has on the screen, this is just a stylized version, a map of the Masjid-ul Mumineen area. So at the lower bottom, you see West Belfort. Towards your right hand side is Gesna. Towards the middle is Benin Drive. And midway is West Park. So what we actually want everybody to understand, we don't want it to be too rowdy, we want it to be orderly. That's why actually giving you this kind of map. So anybody coming from West Belfort, and again, we're actually encouraging them to come through. We now make it into West Benin Drive. Benin Drive is the street of Masjid-ul Mumineen. And our plan tomorrow is, inshallah, we get in through the gates, will be open, and inshallah, we hope that there will be one car coming in at a time. Right. Basketball area. This is the area in which the food is going to be shared. Because of the situation right now, we're going to be at this time together with their car without being in a car. And again, because of the safety of the people coming in to collect their food, as well as they're actually trying to help. So again, the hope is that around here, just in the basketball area, you'll be given the food, the drinks, whatever we're going to hand out to you, that's going to be. You can see where I put, this is going to be blocked off. So no car, nobody will be allowed to go. You make a, and once your food is given, inshallah, in a few minutes, I actually want to encourage you through rain to West. And again, that's for the convenience of those on the queue, as well as want to be good neighbors for, again, being a Sunday, our neighbors, the church next to us, they might have service. Also, we don't inconvenience them. So that's what actually doing this. So please come in through Westbury and come through Benjamin Drive to be raining. Eventually get out to Gesna. If now they're going to do the please, for the sake of Allah, the follow the directions. Barakatuh.